4 o'clock. ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
We will respond with force and precision at our time, at the place we choose, in the moment of our choosing.
President Biden issuing a stern warning to the terrorists who carried out deadly blasts in Afghanistan, killing 13 U.S. service members. The action the president is now ordering. Plus, 3 local families successfully escaped the danger in Afghanistan. The work carried out thousands of miles away to get them out of harm's way.
And more than 100,000 people are hospitalized with COVID-19 in the U.S., the dire warning that we could face between now and the end of the year.
ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
We will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
President Biden pledging retaliation after an attack killed 13 service members and wounded another 15, marking the deadliest day for the U.S. military in Afghanistan in more than a decade. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Some of those images are tough to watch. 2 bomb blasts went off, one outside the airport in Kabul, the other at a hotel close by. As ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, the president delivered a stark message to those who carried out the attacks while also vowing to complete the evacuation of Afghanistan.
After at least 13 U.S. service members were killed in 2 explosions outside the Kabul airport, President Biden addressing the nation.
The lives we lost today were lives given in the service of liberty, the service of security, in the service of others, in the service of America.
And the president with this warning to ISIS-K, which is claiming responsibility for the attack.
To those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
The Pentagon says a number of Afghans also fell victim to this heinous attack. A source tells ABC News one of the explosions was a suicide attack followed by gunfire outside the Abbey Gate. The second explosion was near the Barron Hotel, just a short distance from that same gate.
The attack on the Abbey Gate was followed by a number of ISIS gunmen who opened fire on civilians and military forces.
These devastating images show the wounded on the streets of Kabul. The Kabul Emergency Hospital says it's treating dozens of patients injured in the attack. In a statement to ABC News, a Taliban spokesperson is condemning the gruesome incident. The explosions happening hours after the U.S. Embassy in Kabul warned Americans to leave the airport immediately and to avoid it unless instructed, amid fears of an ISIS-affiliated attack.
U.S. officials say there are still evacuations taking place from Kabul. The Pentagon estimates about 1,000 American citizens remain in Afghanistan. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
As you heard, ISIS-K is taking responsibility for today's deadly explosions near the Kabul airport. It's an offshoot of the Islamic State terrorist organization. The K stands for Khorasan, the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria's affiliate in Pakistan and Afghanistan. ISIS-K considers the Taliban, noted for its brutality, to be a sworn enemy and insufficiently devout in its adherence to Islam. The 2 militant groups have engaged in attacks on each other.
And earlier today, we learned that one El Cajon family that was trapped in Kabul is back in San Diego. 2 more have been evacuated. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is joining us now. And Mimi, the local school district says Congressman Darrell Issa played a crucial role in helping get these families out.
Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, Cajon Valley Union School District officials tell us that they reached out to Congressman Issa's office, and his team immediately started working to see how they can help in getting these kids and their families back home. Today, Issa told me they're making great progress, and he hopes that all local families will be back in San Diego by August 31st.
There's an awful lot who call San Diego home, so we're working a number of other cases.
Congressman Darrell Issa says as the tireless work continues, his team is making progress, connecting with several families to bring back to San Diego County as they're trapped in Afghanistan.
That we started off with north of 60. We're getting new leads right now.
According to Cajon Valley Union School District officials, 8 of its families were visiting relatives in Afghanistan over the summer break when the Taliban took over. The district's community liaisons have been communicating with the students and reached out to Congressman Issa's office for help in bringing them back.
Almost immediately, the response was, what can we do? And they dug in and they really have helped.
We've been able to drop everything else and just work on this.
According to the district, one of the families with 4 Cajon Valley students is now back in San Diego. As of Thursday, 2 more families have safely made it out of Afghanistan, and the work continues to bring back an additional 5 families. They estimate 14 Cajon Valley students and their parents are still in Afghanistan.
It looks like we might just get all of the Cajon families out and perhaps even back to the States before the 31st.
Issa says he's brought our local issue to the highest levels of U.S. government, including the White House, and even spoke with the National Security Advisor Thursday morning. He says they've made getting these families out rapidly a top priority.
To the credit of the administration, they seem to be very open and even encouraging the work that we're doing.
And Congressman Issa really wanted me to get this out there. If you know a local family or person who is stuck in Afghanistan, he urges you to immediately contact your local representative or even his office right away. We're live in El Cajon. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Get that call that he had made it and he was with the Marines. It's everything.
A local Marine veteran sharing his relief after helping the Afghan translator he worked with get to the airport in Kabul. ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen reveals how that translator got past the Taliban checkpoints.
As the Taliban takeover unfolded,
all I could think about was Orlando.
Marine veteran Dustin Ivers launched a mission to help Orlando, the translator he worked with during a 2010 deployment in Helmand province.
Frantic desperation. I thought my friend and his family were going to get killed.
Ivers launched a letter writing campaign to members of Congress.
I did get contact right back from Scott Peters' office, and they worked with me and made sure that his papers were transferred to the State Department to get him on a flight list.
Meanwhile, Ivers had tapped into an underground network of veterans, contractors, and active duty personnel with real-time data on the ground, including the location of Taliban checkpoints. Ivers sent Orlando instructions through an encrypted messaging app to meet military personnel at a certain time and place. The journey would be harrowing.
The directions that we told him was to not actually take hard copies of the papers, wipe your phone. Once you get to the airport, I'll send you everything back.
Orlando and his wife, 6 months pregnant, managed to avoid all the checkpoints but one, which they got through. Last Friday, Orlando called Ivers to say they were safe.
To get that call that he had made it and he was with the Marines, it's everything.
Orlando spent the next 2 days helping translate for U.S. troops before his paperwork went through.
It shows his dedication to the mission.
On Tuesday, Orlando and his wife boarded a military flight bound for Germany. Ivers says Orlando is hoping to resettle in San Diego.
There's a few of us from the squad that are here. Huge support system for him if he made it to San Diego. And I'll teach him how to surf.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Our coverage of the deadly attacks in Afghanistan will continue at 5:30. We will take a look at the humanitarian crisis that's also unfolding in the country and the challenges of providing assistance to the vulnerable groups that are still in the country.
Now to the latest on coronavirus in San Diego County. More than 1,100 new cases were reported today, and there were 10 new deaths. With just days until the new school year begins, San Diego Unified is updating its mask policy to include outdoor masking unless they're eating. District officials say it is strengthening its policy in light of the continued presence of COVID-19 in our community. Currently, students and staff are required to wear face coverings indoors on campus. With the new policy, San Diego Unified says it will still encourage students to take mask breaks while outdoors.
The U.S. is projected to see nearly 100,000 more COVID-19 deaths between now and December 1st, according to the nation's most closely watched forecasting model. But health experts say that toll could be cut in half if nearly everyone wore a mask in public spaces. As ABC's Aaron Katursky reports, the grim forecast comes as hospitalizations across the country continue to surge.
Across the country, more than 100,000 people are currently hospitalized with COVID-19, the highest number in 7 months. Yolanda Ross's son, Lewayne, is one of them. The healthy 24-year-old is now in a Houston ICU on a ventilator. He was unvaccinated.
We were talking about it as a family. I wish that I would have advocating more for just getting it done.
Florida is reporting more than 26,000 cases on Wednesday, but the governor says the state is seeing great success in treating COVID patients with monoclonal antibodies.
Coming in and getting this treatment early has been very effective at resolving the symptoms and saving lives.
Still, funeral homes are seeing firsthand the heartbreaking toll.
We cared for a husband and wife that also passed within days of one another. A mother-daughter that passed within days of one another.
The governor of Illinois has issued a statewide mask mandate and vaccine requirements, which will include educators and healthcare workers.
Remember, these vaccines are doing what they're designed to do, essentially to eliminate the risk of hospitalization and death.
But the debate over masks rages on. In Massachusetts, all public school students, staff, and visitors are now required to wear masks.
He feels comfortable. He actually doesn't mind his mask.
I'm glad that it's protecting us from COVID, but I really don't like the masks. It's so hot.
At work, they make me wear this jacket. I hate it.
In Texas, this man stripped down to his underwear at a school board meeting to make his point in favor of masks.
We follow certain rules. We follow certain rules for a very good reason.
But anti-mask protesters in Connecticut disrupted the governor's discussion about the new school year. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
And you can follow any developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
Next month's recall election could have low turnout and disproportionate demographics that may put Governor Gavin Newsom's job in jeopardy. That's according to new research from political scientists at UC San Diego. ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth to explain why timing is everything in elections.
Voters have until September 14th to decide whether Governor Gavin Newsom should remain in office. And that's not a date people are used to voting.
The more unusual the election date, the fewer Californians turn out to vote, and generally speaking, the less representative those voters are.
In a new study, UC San Diego political science professor Zoltan Heinl and his colleagues looked at 2,000 local elections across 460 California cities, and they found the election date was critical. When a local election was held on cycle, meaning on the same day as statewide and national races, voter turnout doubled. Heinl says off-cycle elections just require more effort from voters.
They have to know that there is, in fact, a local election on that day. They have to know where to go to vote.
His team was mainly interested in the demographics of who voted. Did it reflect the population? Off-cycle elections were 2/3 white, double their share of the population. But when the date changed to on-cycle, the share of Hispanic voters jumped nearly 50% to 1/4 of the vote, and the share of Asian Americans jumped by 1/3. They found similar effects for income and an even bigger impact for age. Roughly 25% of Californians are over 55, but off-cycle, these voters weigh in at double that rate, making up nearly 50% of the electorate. On cycle, their numbers are nearly representative, and the share of younger voters almost doubles.
If you look around the country, 70% of cities and municipalities hold off-cycle elections. And so around the country, local elections are being determined by a very small and very unrepresentative set of the public.
He's predicting similar trends in California's recall, with a larger share of older white voters and fewer Democrats than California's population overall.
In a recall election that looks relatively close, even those small shifts in party ID and representation by party ID could have a big impact on the outcome of the election.
He says mail-in ballots going out to every voter might make the demographics a little more representative, but not fully. Keep in mind, Democratic lawmakers were the ones who picked the date of the recall election. They could have picked a date as late as November. It still wouldn't have been on cycle, but experts say it would have been a date that voters are more used to. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
A scientific poll by ABC 10 News at the beginning of this month found a narrow majority of Californians support recalling the governor. The poll found white voters and voters over 65 support recall by a 21-point margin.